Good morning, friends. Welcome back to the teaching line. This is Abdul Ghaffur. I hope you are doing well. So today, lesson is about the ECD specialization, and I'm going to share the important the content, which is a part of your pedagogy study guide and related with the data. As you have seen that in every test, either it's ECD pedagogy, specialization, or pedagogy TSL in cycle 1, 2, or 3, as well as there are some questions which is related with the graphs, charts, bars, line graph, and pie. So I use the word there's 2, 3 questions, or sometimes more than this, but this is confirmed that there's a questions which is based on the data. Okay. So in this video, I'm going to share what type of the questions you're gonna face on example questions and how you're gonna answer these questions. Okay. So these 2, 3 a number of the questions, which is the big number of the question, and it really impacts on the test result. So I have decided to give you some tips and share the information that you can easily attempt. And I wanted also to draw the attention on this side that these type of the questions are very important and you have to spend some time about. Okay, listen. So let's see. I'm going to share the screen first to share a document which is the from your test guide. So as you can see here that this is a snapshot I have taken from the pedagogy study guide, that the teacher must be able to demonstrate the ability to represent, analyze, solve problems with the data presented in various forms like tables, bar, graphs, pictographs like graphs and pie charts. So if the questions can be represented in the mentioned format like a tables, bar graph, and pictograph, and if it like that. Okay, so you should know that how you have to read these demographics and how you have to compare it, and what mostly the exercise or the content tables you have to relate, like a fraction, percentage, a ratio, or another things. Okay, which one, and how you're going to identify these things, I'll tell you. So stay with me, watch this video till the end for that. Use information from data display to answer questions that go beyond directly reading the data displayed. Solve problems and perform computation using the data. Combine data from the 2 or more sources, make a reference, and draw a conclusion based on the data. As you know that our inspection teams from the Dubai Inspection Bureau and KHD and from the Abu Dhabi, also the other inspections bodies, either in internal or external evaluations of the organizations. They also emphasize that a teacher or must know how to calculate the attainment and progress of these students. Okay. So these especially data analysis, they are trying to check these the 2 things. One is the specialization of your subjects, and other thing that you know how to collect and compare this data in order to measure the students' attainment and progress. So these are the 2 important aspects. It's not about only the your specializations, but how you have to utilize this data into assessment and the evaluation of the student. Now the second thing is that utilize the patterns of association in bivariative data using scatter plots, linear models, and 2-way tables. So these are the demographics you must know, and how you have to identify these things, which is very critical and significant. So for the 3 or 4 questions which probably comes and are related with these demographics. So let's see what type of the demographics that you can see there. This is the question from the previous test I'm going to share, and you can see that the graph below shows the Noor allocates her time between 9 a.m. to 3:30. Now, what you have to calculate here, you have to calculate the percentage. So you should know that how you're going to calculate if you have the data on the bar graph or on the bar. Okay, so you should be comparing for that one. So one thing is clear that on bar they can ask you about the percentage. Another thing about this bar which shows the distance, okay, the travel. Okay, so these line bar graph also shows the distance from that one. So this is the one thing how they represented. Another thing, this was also that the graph below shows the allocates node between 9 a.m. to noon. So this is similar to the first one bar graph. Another thing, this was a part of your last exam. The image shows the percentage gold and silver. This is again the percentage. Okay, so this one you have to go and check that how to calculate the percentage of this one. Percentage is a fraction and a decimal form of this one. So this is a fraction form. Okay, these are colored areas and non-colored areas to show in the fraction form. You have to show in the decimal form. You have to show in the percentage as well as Another thing is the line graph. As you can see on the screen, that the data has been. So these are the example data. So you should know about that how these examples data are. So the calculation of these line graphs, okay, you must know that if there the representation of the data is given, that how you're going to calculate for that. Another thing is the pie chart, and the pie chart shows the different data about, it can be represented in the percentage, it can be represented in the fraction as well as, so you have to check the major proportion of that one. Even this pie chart can be show the ratio. So your most focus should be on the percentage, fraction, and the ratio, that if the data is given on these formats, how you're going to calculate it again. Second thing, you have to check what exactly the instructions say. So the instructions are very important. If they said fraction, if they said percentage, if this says ratio, then you have to directly apply the format, that format and strategies and formula in order to give the appropriate answer. Okay, so let's see furthermore. Okay, the converting data. Okay, so how to convert this data? Suppose some data is that you can convert into data into these categories, and then you have to start comparison. So this is also compare and contrast, that on bar graph they can ask you to compare the data. Definitely in all the graphs, okay, there's a comparison. So blindly, when you see that one, that you are going to compare the data and which is the smallest value and which is the largest value, these two components, you have to be very careful for that, right? So the largest value and the smallest value, this is the most important thing. Another thing, number of people in each age category. Okay, again, this is on the bar graph, how you have to show. So the which age group, so you have to go the large area age category, okay, where the number of the people are more, and then you have to go the less number of the people. So that will be comparison between the less and a more. Another thing you can see here, the on pie chart, the information about, this is which ones are given the same, which goes large proportion yellow color, and the yellow color shows the second quarter of that one. So this is a comparison again for that. Okay, again the line graph. Okay, this is also comparison Mary's age and John's age. Okay, this is the comparison intersection. So you don't have to be confused. Okay, that, but you have to show that again the increasing and the decreasing numbers of that one, which is the most important thing. So guys, 2 or 3 questions are confirmed that they belongs to the data analysis and the content which I have shared with you. So what you're gonna do, you have to focus on few things. Okay, first you have to compare the data. Second, you have to go the which data is increasing, means the highest number, which data is decreasing. This is the one. Third thing, you have to take the keyword, which is it the percentage, or it's a fraction, or it is about, the ratio or something else. So these are three things are most important, okay, before answering all these things, okay. So I hope this is going to help you a lot, okay, and that's it. So once again, it's a humble request to subscribe the Teaching and Learning Pedagogy TLS, and if you want more videos like that, press the bell icon button. For your subscription, your video, your comments, I really appreciate. Okay, thank you so much. We'll be meeting in the next lesson with the new topic and a new content. Till that, stay blessed and stay safe.